Before we begin, find a place where you can sit or lie down comfortably. Somewhere you won't be disturbed for a little while. You may want to loosen your shoulders, rest your hands gently, and simply allow the body to settle. And whenever you're ready, you can allow your eyes to close. Or if you prefer, you may simply soften your gaze. Let your attention drift inwards. Because for the next few minutes, there is nothing you need to do. Nowhere you need to go. And nothing you need to solve. Just listening, just allowing, just resting. And it's interesting how often the mind of an overthinker is like a room where too many conversations are happening at once. Thoughts speaking over each other. Questions asking for more questions. Possibilities multiplying endlessly. And the nervous system trying its best to keep up, trying to solve, trying to protect, trying to understand. But right now, this is not a time for solving. This is a time for settling. So begin by bringing a gentle awareness to your breathing. Not forcing the breath, just noticing it. The inhale and the exhale. The quiet rhythm that has been with you your entire life. And you might notice that when you simply pay attention to breathing, the breath naturally begins to slow down. And as the breath slows, the nervous system begins to recognize something important. That right now, in this moment, you are safe. Take a slow breath in and allow it to leave the body gently. and again, breathing in and breathing out. That's right. Nothing complicated. Just breathe. And as you continue breathing, you may begin to notice small changes already happening. Maybe your shoulders begin to drop slightly. Maybe the jaw softens. Maybe the muscles around the eyes loosen. Or perhaps you simply notice a subtle feeling of settling, like the body remembering how to rest. And that's perfectly natural, because the nervous system has always known how to reset itself. Sometimes it just needs permission. And as you listen to the sound of my voice, you may notice something interesting. You don't actually need to focus on every single word. Your conscious mind can relax. It can drift. It can wander. Because the part of you that truly understands your deeper mind is already listening, already absorbing, already beginning to make the adjustments that allow the body and mind to relax. And as you sit or lie there, you might notice the gentle weight of your body, the way gravity holds you, the way the surface beneath you is already supporting you completely. And you don't have to hold yourself up. You don't have to carry anything right now. You can simply allow the body to rest. And most people notice something else as they begin to relax. That the mind sometimes becomes a little louder for a moment. Thoughts appearing, questions, memories, random ideas. And if that happens, that's perfectly fine. because the mind often releases thoughts the way sky releases clouds. They appear, they move, and they pass. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to push them away. You can simply allow them to drift. And as you may have noticed, that just listening like this feels different, because your body knows how to relax. Your breath knows how to slow down. Your nervous system knows how to reset. In fact, every night when you fall asleep, your nervous system naturally resets itself. The brain shifts into slower rhythms. Muscles release. Hormones rebalance. The body repairs. And tonight, you are simply allowing that natural ability to happen consciously and gently and effortlessly. Now bring your attention to the top of your head and just imagine a gentle wave of relaxation beginning there. A soft, warm wave moving slowly down through the scalp, through the forehead, relaxing the tiny muscles around the eyes. Let the eyelids rest heavily, relaxing the cheeks, the jaw, the tongue. Allow the tongue to rest softly in the mouth. Nothing to hold, nothing to control. And that wave of relaxation continues moving down through the neck, releasing any tightness there, into the shoulders, where many people unknowingly carry the weight of thinking. And you might imagine those shoulders simply melting downwards, as if some invisible weight has been lifted. And that relaxation continues flowing down the arms, through the elbows, into the wrists, the palms, and even the fingers. Each finger is softening. Each muscle is letting go. And as the body relaxes, the mind naturally begins to follow. Because mind and body are always connected. When the body softens, the brain receives a message. When the breath slows, the nervous system recalibrates. And when the nervous system relaxes, thoughts begin to quiet. Now bring your awareness to the chest. Notice the gentle movement of the breath, rising and falling like waves on a calm ocean. Each breath is a signal. Each exhale is a release. And with every exhale, the nervous system lets go of a little more tension. And now, imagine that relaxation continuing downwards through the stomach, allowing the abdomen to soften, through the lower back, the hips, the thighs, relaxing the large muscles of the legs, through the knees, the calves, the ankles, and finally all the way down into the feet. Even the toes now are relaxing. And as your entire body begins to settle like this, something remarkable happens. Your nervous system begins shifting from the survival mode into restoration mode. The part of nervous system responsible for the calm and balance and healing begins to take over. And your body already knows how to do this automatically, naturally, effortlessly. Now, in a moment, we are going to allow the mind to drift even deeper into relaxation. You don't have to try anything. You don't have to force anything. to do is listen and allow, because the deeper mind, the unconscious mind, already understands exactly how to respond. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to imagine something simple, and you may notice that as you imagine it, the mind naturally begins to drift deeper. The body relaxes more, and the nervous system resets itself even further. So, imagine now that somewhere in your mind there is a staircase, a quiet staircase leading gently downward, and at the bottom of that staircase is a place of deep calm. A place where mind can finally rest. A place where overthinking dissolves. A place where the nervous system resets itself completely. And now, with the body already relaxing, and the breath already slowing, you can begin to imagine that staircase more clearly. A quiet staircase, softly lit, peaceful. A staircase that leads gently downward into deeper calm. And there are 10 steps on that staircase. With every step you take down, the mind relaxes further. The body softens more deeply, and the nervous system continues to reset itself. And the beautiful thing about imagination is that the nervous system responds to it as if it were real. So simply imagining this staircase is enough. Enough for the mind to drift deeper. Enough for the body to release tension. Enough for the nervous system to remember how to settle down. So, imagine standing now at the top of the staircase. Nothing to rush, nothing to force, just noticing the quietness of this place. And in a moment, we will begin descending. Step 10. Gently stepping down, and as you step down, you may notice the shoulders relaxing even more, thoughts slowing slightly, like a busy road late at night when traffic begins to fade. Step 9. Another step downward, and the mind begins to drift. You might notice thoughts appearing and then dissolving again, like ripples fading on the surface of the water. Step 8. Moving deeper. The body is getting heavier, more supported, as if gravity itself is inviting you to let go. Step number 7. And as you descend, the nervous system begins shifting further into calm regulation. The heart rhythm is slowing down. The breath is deepening. The muscles are releasing. And your body is remembering that it is a safe place to rest. Step 6. Halfway down there, and something interesting begins to happen here. The conscious mind begins to take a step back, allowing the deeper mind, the wiser mind, to come forward. The part of you that already knows how to heal. And you might notice that the voice you hear almost begins to feel like your own inner voice, guiding you, supporting you, allowing the mind to drift even deeper. Step 5. Now the relaxation doubles down. Whatever calm you feel now, it can gently multiply. Twice as deep, twice as relaxed. Because the unconscious mind loves repetition. And every word you hear continues reinforcing calm. Step 4. As you descend further, you may notice something curious. The mind that once felt busy now feels quieter, more spacious, like a large open sky after the clouds have passed. Step 3. Deeper still. And the body now understands something important. That overthinking was never a flaw. It was simply the nervous system trying to protect, trying to predict, trying to prepare. But protection doesn't require tension anymore, because right now there is nothing to solve, nothing to analyze, nothing to figure out. Step 2. Here, the mind begins to soften even more deeply, almost like the moment before sleeping, where thoughts blur slightly and the body becomes wonderfully heavy, or sometimes wonderfully light. Both are signs that the nervous system is letting go. And step 1. Now stepping on to the final step, arriving at the bottom of the staircase. And here there is a quiet doorway. A doorway leading to a place inside your mind where the nervous system naturally resets itself. A place of deep calm, deep balance, deep restoration. And as that doorway gently opens, you may begin to notice a peaceful landscape, a place that feels naturally calming to your mind and body. For some people, it appears as a forest, and for others, a quiet lake, a mountain valley, or perhaps a wide open field. There is no right or wrong image here. Your mind simply creates whatever helps you relax most deeply. And as you enter this place, notice how the air feels calm, quiet, and safe. This is the inner space where the nervous system recalibrates, where the mind releases unnecessary tension, where the body remembers how to return to balance. And somewhere in this peaceful place, there is a gentle stream, a slow flowing stream of water, crystal clear, moving effortlessly. And this stream represents something important. It represents the natural flow of thoughts and emotions. Because thoughts were never meant to stay trapped inside the mind. They were meant to flow. Just like water flows in a stream, appearing, moving, and continuing onward. But sometimes, when the nervous system becomes overwhelmed, the mind tries to hold on to every thought, analyze every possibility, solve every uncertainty, and the stream becomes blocked. Thoughts begin circling, repeating, and looping, creating the experience we call overthinking. But here, in this calm inner place, you can simply sit beside that stream, watching the water flow, watching the thoughts pass like leaves floating along the surface. And you don't need to grab them. You don't need to analyze them. You can simply watch them pass. And as you observe the stream, the nervous system learns something powerful. That thoughts can move without needing control. Questions can exist without needing answers immediately. And uncertainty can be present without creating tension. Now imagine placing one small leaf onto the surface of the stream. And on that leaf, place one thought. Any thought that has been circling recently. Just gently place it there and watch the stream carry it away, slowly drifting downstream, further and further away. And you might notice something surprising. When one thought leaves, space appears, and into that space comes calm. Into that space into that space comes relief. And the more you watch the stream, the more your nervous system remembers its natural rhythm. Calm, flowing, and balanced. Just like water finding its way downstream. Your mind knows how to find calm again. And as you sit beside that gentle stream, watching thoughts drift past like leaves on water, you may begin to notice something interesting about the mind. The mind was never designed to stop thinking completely, just as the heart was never designed to stop beating. Thoughts are simply mental activity. But suffering begins when the mind believes it must solve every thought. When it believes every question must be answered immediately. When it believes every uncertainty must be controlled. And that is often how overthinking begins. Not because something is wrong with the mind, but because the mind is trying too hard to help. And many years ago, there was a gardener who lived beside a small forest. Every morning, he would walk through the forest paths, observing the trees. Some trees grew tall and straight. Some twisted slightly towards the sunlight. Some shed old leaves so that the new ones could grow. And one day, the gardener noticed something curious. A young tree in the forest had stopped growing. Its branches were tense, its leaves curled inwards, and it looked as if the tree was trying very, very hard to control the direction of the wind, as if by tightening its branches it could stop the wind from moving them. But the tighter the tree held itself, the more stress appeared in its trunk. And the gardener smiled gently, because trees do not grow by controlling the wind. Trees grow by learning with it, allowing the wind to pass through their branches, allowing their roots to stay grounded in the earth. And the moment the tree stopped resisting the wind, something remarkable happened. Its branches softened. Its trunk relaxed. Its leaves opened again, and growth resumed naturally. And in many ways, the human nervous system works the same way. When the mind tries to control every possible future, every possible outcome, every possible uncertainty, it tightens, just like that tree. But the nervous system was never designed to control the winds of life. It was designed to adapt and flow with them, to remain rooted while thoughts pass through. And somewhere inside your mind, your unconscious already understands this. It understands that thoughts are simply mental weather, sometimes calm, sometimes windy, sometimes cloudy, but always passing through. And as you continue sitting beside that stream, watching thoughts drift past, your unconscious mind can begin learning a new relationship with thinking. One where thoughts are allowed but not chased, not controlled, simply observed. And every time a thought appears, your mind can gently remember something powerful. I can notice this thought without needing to follow it. And as you notice thoughts passing like leaves, your nervous system begins learning a new pattern, a calmer pattern, a balanced pattern, a pattern where thinking happens only when it is useful, and quiet returns when thinking is no longer needed. And the unconscious mind loves patterns. It learns through repetition, through experience, through imagery. So right now, as you watch the stream, you may begin to imagine something else. Further downstream, the water flows into a wide open lake, a still lake, a perfectly calm lake. And as the stream enters that lake, the moving water becomes completely still, and that lake represents the deeper intelligence of your mind, the part of your mind that is calm, clear, and wise. The part that sees the bigger picture without needing to rush. And every thought that enters that lake naturally settles, just like ripples settling on water. And as your mind imagines that lake, your brain begins shifting into slower rhythms. Alpha waves, theta waves, the natural brain rhythms associated with deep calm, deep healing, deep restoration, where the nervous system resets itself. And while the conscious mind simply listens, the unconscious mind can begin making adjustments, releasing old patterns of anxious looping, releasing the habit of repeating unnecessary thoughts, releasing the need to mentally rehearse every possibility, and replacing those patterns with something new, something calmer, something wiser. A mind that thinks clearly when needed and rests easily when thinking is not required. And from this moment forward, every time you notice yourself beginning to overthink, something gentle will happen inside your mind. Instead of spiraling deeper, you will remember this dream. You will remember this lake, and your mind will naturally slow down, allowing thoughts to pass, returning to calm. And each breath you take now begins reinforcing that calm pattern. Breathing in signals safety, and breathing out signals release. And the nervous system learns that calm is always available through the breath. And the more your unconscious practices this, the easier it becomes. Just as the body learns balance when walking, the mind learns balance with thoughts. And soon, thinking becomes something you use intentionally rather than something that controls you. And you may begin noticing something subtle now. A quiet space appearing inside the mind. A gap between the thoughts. A gentle stillness. A stillness that is not emptiness, but clarity. It is calm awareness. It is the natural state of a regulated nervous system. And in this stillness, the body begins restoring itself. Muscles soften, hormones rebalance themselves, and the heart rhythm steadies. The brain processes emotions naturally, and the nervous system resets to its natural state of balance. And as this calm continues deepening, your unconscious mind now integrates these new patterns completely, allowing them to become automatic, effortless, and natural. And now, as the mind continues resting beside that calm lake, the unconscious mind begins doing something remarkable. It begins organizing what you have experienced here. Because every time the nervous system experiences calm, it learns something new. It learns that safety is possible. It learns that the body can return to balance. It learns that thoughts do not have to control the mind, and the unconscious mind begins storing this experience like a new pathway, a new neural pathway in the brain, a pathway that says calm is available, quiet is natural, balance is possible. And each time the mind remembers this lake, each time the breath slows, each time the shoulders soften, that pathway becomes stronger, more stronger, more familiar, more natural, until calm becomes the new default. And from now on, whenever thoughts begin racing too quickly, whenever the mind starts trying to solve too many things at once, something gentle will happen automatically. Your mind will pause just for a moment, just long enough to take a slow breath. And that single breath will begin resetting the nervous system again. Breathing in, the mind remembers calm. And breathing out, the body releases tension. And with each breath, thoughts begin spacing themselves naturally. Because a balanced mind does not stop thinking. It simply knows when to rest. Just like the heart beats and then rests between beats. Just like the waves rise and then fall. Your mind learns that rhythm again. Thinking when needed and resting when not. And in the days ahead, you may notice small changes. Perhaps you notice moments of quiet appearing where there used to be mental noise. Perhaps you notice the body relaxing faster when stress appears. Perhaps you notice that thoughts no longer pull you as strongly as they once did. And these changes happen naturally because the unconscious mind has already begun the process of resetting the nervous system. And every night when you sleep, this calm pattern continues strengthening. Your brain organizing new connections. Your nervous system reinforcing balance. And your mind remembering how to settle. And as this process continues, you begin developing a new relationship with thinking, a calmer relationship, a wiser relationship, one where mind becomes a tool rather than a storm. And somewhere deep inside, your unconscious mind now understands something important. That peace was never something you needed to create. Peace was always the natural state underneath the noise. And as unnecessary thoughts release, that natural calm begins revealing itself again. Now, in a moment, we will gently begin returning to waking awareness. And as you return, you will bring this calm with you, this clarity, this quiet strength. So imagine now that peaceful place slowly fading into the background. The lake becoming distant. The stream flowing quietly away. And the staircase reappearing once more. The staircase that leads gently upward towards wakefulness. In a moment, I will count from 1 up to 5, and with each number, your awareness will gradually return to the body. Your energy returning, your mind becoming clear and refreshed. 1. the body again, noticing the surface beneath you, the gentle support holding you. 2. Energy beginning to return to the muscles. You may notice the fingers or toes wanting to move slightly. 3. Breathing becomes a little deeper now. Fresh oxygen entering the body, bringing clarity and alertness. 4. Awareness returning to the room around you, feeling refreshed, balanced, and calm. 5. Eyes gently opening when ready. Awake, clear, and relaxed. And bringing with you the quiet knowledge that your nervous system always knows how to return to calm. And you may notice something subtle now, a sense of space inside the mind, a softness in the body, a calm that feels natural and effortless. And whenever you need it, you can always return to that stream, that lake, that quiet place within, because it has always been there. And now, your mind remembers the way back to it.